Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So this morning I'm going to be talking about the challenges in the Nigerian aquaculture space, and majority of us on this call, or some of us on this call, have been the key players in the aquaculture space for some time, and there are a lot of challenges that even we do not know yet. And these are things that we've been able to sit down together at our hand, and we've been able to say, oh, this is a challenge. How do we put a stop to this? We live in an evolving world, and in the last decades, aquaculture in Nigeria has experienced a rapid growth. People have moved from a situation whereby they were having small tanks and small concrete tanks at the back of their house, where without people exploring large waters, lakes, dams to do advanced some of advanced form of aquaculture. And the cage culture system is one of the advanced form of aquaculture. You can all see at the beginning of this webinar, okay, the screen is not bold enough. Oh, thank you. I'll work on that now. Okay. I hope my screen is large enough for everyone to see now. So we are now talking about cage culture. People exploring the waterways for a stopgap to problems in the Nigerian aquaculture space. And so this is the current state of the Nigerian aquaculture value chain. We have a situation whereby people we have people who produce fresh fish. We have people who are in the industry of producing smoked fish. And so this is the product, this is the farmer. And the farmer is busy producing fish. After producing fish, he sells to the wholesaler. The wholesaler sells to the retailer, and the retailer sells to the consumer. That is the way it's meant to be in the normal business facets. But what we have is supposed to be well defined, but then we can see we have lines drawing from every part going to the consumer, and we are jumping the place of process. This is the farmer. The farmer is meant is producing the fish as a producer, and as it's producing the fish is supposed to go to the wholesaler, while the wholesaler sells to the retailer sells to the final consumer. But the situation we found ourselves in the country is a situation whereby farmers sell to the consumers directly, which you can see here. Wholesaler sells to the consumer directly. Retailer sells to the consumer directly. And this is a very, very confusing system. Our system is supposed to be in such a way, that it's pretty easy. Farmer produces fish, sells to the wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, retailer to consumer. It's supposed to be just 3 steps, but we find ourselves in a situation whereby we have about 9, 10 steps, and that affects the final quality of the fish. So take, for example, we use this particular model, which we are meant to be using. The same thing also appears to the fish processor. You would see a farmer who produces, sells to fish processor, yes. The fish processor sells to his wholesalers. The wholesalers don't even sell to the retailers of processed fish. The wholesalers prefer selling to the final consumer, which you can see here. You also see a situation whereby the person who processes the fish sells to the retailer himself. We also have a situation whereby fish processor sells to the retailer of wet weight fish, and you can see all around the model we have the place of gaps. Good aquaculture practices is empty. At no point in time is there any dot connecting to it. And that's to tell us that we have neglected the place of these gaps. Yes, we have gaps, good aquaculture practices, which we are all meant to be promoting at every aspect. The reason being that we are all key players in the industry. Either you are a consumer, you are a producer, you are a retailer, you are the wholesaler, you sell fish, you process fish, you market, you are the one who sells fish feed. Everybody, we are key players in the aquaculture value chain. And so the current aquaculture value chain that we have in Nigeria is not a sustainable aquaculture value chain. And that's why we are not reaping optimum profit from it. That's why we have a lot of problems as regards forging new markets and so on and so forth. This is supposed to be the ideal aquaculture value chain for Nigeria. And up here, you can see Han. And I'm going to be showing us this morning how Aquatic of Africa has been able to, how Aquatic of Africa is positioning to ensure that everything works the way it is meant to work. We can have here the second box, good aquaculture practices. And you can see that almost all arrow is either pointing towards good aquaculture practices or leaving from good aquaculture practices to every other part of the value chain, this model for the value chain. We can see a situation whereby indigenous feed companies are utilizing good aquaculture practices. Medium and small and medium processors are utilizing these practices. Large-scale processors are utilizing these practices, and so on and so forth. We also have the only person who is not utilizing good aquaculture practices in this model, they are the final consumers. You can see a situation whereby unemployed youth, women, and smallholder farmers are also utilizing good aquaculture practices, alternative to feed good aquaculture practices. The large hatchery companies who produce the fish seeds, good aquaculture practices, also the large aquaculture companies are making use of good aquaculture practices. So let's move forward. Most problems faced by fish farmers and processors appear to be centered around the previous government-imposed movement control order in response to COVID-19. When COVID-19 set in around sometimes March, April, there was a movement order that was a control order that was imposed by the federal government. And so the MCO has significantly reduced fish producers' access to markets. Markets are not open throughout the weeks for fish sales, and access to production inputs such as feed, fingerlings, feed ingredients, and so on, and so forth and so on that people utilize to perhaps put feed together to sell to producers, or that hatcheries are using to produce fish seed. COVID-19 has affected this, and it has affected our access to markets. Also, transport costs have gone up. Cost of petrol is now about touring about 170 naira per liter, and you have a lot of checkpoints, a lot of delays here and there, and we all are familiar with the fact that excessive handling, or when your fish is subjected to too much of stress, it affects the final output, the consumption of the consumer. And so, reduced market access has delayed harvest results, and it has caused prolonged farming cycles. What a farmer is meant to do for about 4 months, perhaps you are meant to do tableside fish for 4.5 months, 5 months. We have a situation whereby farmers are now spending 5 months, 6 months, and the cost of fish is not increasing. And that's to tell you that profit margin has reduced drastically. And so keeping fish in ponds needs feed and other farm management inputs and requires an additional fund. You know, when you continue to uh, spend more to earn less, in the long run, if that model continues, it's going to get to a certain situation whereby the farmer is unable to break even. And when the farmer is unable to go keep his head above waters, there's problem already. The business is not sustainable. Farmers are skeptical as to how long they can continue the process with no financial support, and that they will never be able to sell their produce with profits once the lockdown is lifted. Now, the lockdown has been lifted, and farmers still have these challenges. Unfortunately, we do not have any cold chain facilities existing in the Nigerian aquaculture system, which prevents possible cold storage during low demand times. And so, these and many more are problems that people are facing in the industry. Due to lack of demand, market price of catfish and tilapia has significantly reduced throughout the country. Job losses are experiencing Job losses are being experienced along the fish value chain, and some farmers are already dropping off. We have a situation whereby majority of the large agriculture firms in Nigeria are saying, hey, we are laying off our staff, we are leaving Nigeria, we can no longer keep up with the way things are going, we can no longer keep up with the demands of the market. And so I ask, how long do we want to do this for? For how long do we want to continue doing this? Do we want to continue to recycle this system? Uh, Moderator, please, once again, we still have about 3 people on the call who have not enabled their audio device, and so they cannot hear us or partake in anything that is going on. Please try as much as possible to reach out to them using the chat panel so that they can enable their audio device and they can hear us. I hope I'm not too fast. Shitu Miriam, I hope I'm not too fast. I can hear you clearly. Do we still have Shitu Miriam on the call?
I said no, you can go.
Okay, thank you.
No, you can go on. No.
Okay, thank you. And so, a lot of aquaculture firms are leaving the country and saying, no, we can no longer keep up. No, we can no longer do this. People are losing their jobs daily. Producers are not being able to reap optimum profits. And so today's webinar is to open our eyes to new market opportunities that are springing up in the industry. Fish processors are challenged with low consumer demand for smoked fish and increasing processing costs. The cost to procure charcoal has gone up, packaging nylons, and perhaps plastics, plastic materials has gone up, cost of water has gone up, even power has gone up, everything has gone up. And so how do you ensure that you stay above these challenges? How do we forge new markets for the aquaculture industry in Nigeria? And so I will be pausing at this point to allow the second speaker to take us a deep dive into forging new markets for the aquaculture industry in Nigeria. Please welcome Chioma and Nyagolu. Chioma, are you on the call? Are you ready to roll?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. I don't know, perhaps before we go to Chioma, do we have anybody who has anything to say? Do you have any contribution or anything to raise? You can just unmute yourself and speak.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
This is Mustafa Rashid Kolawale.
Okay, Mustafa Rashid Kolawale.
Yes. The network is somehow poor. That at least at times it just went or come back, but I don't really get everything. Hope there's a facility. Maybe after the whole thing, we can still get maybe what are they called, the slide for this show, so that we can read further.
It's going to be the link to recording that's going to be made available to you.
Okay, no problem. That would be good. Thank you.
Okay, nice. Yes, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen now to enable the second speaker to share screen. And
Hello. Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you clearly, man.
Okay, that's great. I'm about to share my screen. I will need the host to enable screen sharing so I can share my screen with you all.
and you've been made host, so you can just go ahead to share screen. Thank you.
Okay. I'm actually still not able to share my screen. But I will have to go ahead with that. I'll have to go ahead without sharing my screen. So today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. Which is marketing for the aquaculture sector. Marketing is the major problem we face within the aquaculture sector, and that is why addressing it is very, very important. And that is why addressing it is very, very important for us all. And in today's class, I will be talking about various channels you can use to market your agricultural product, especially as regards to aquaculture for the festive period and beyond. Marketing is a science. I always like to tell people, marketing is a science. And because it's a science, there are ways to address it, which is not like the contemporary way of just selling your product to people. And that is what this class is going to be about. So first thing first, I want us to understand that when we talk about marketing in aquaculture, we need to understand that beyond being important, the question is, why agricultural marketing? Why agricultural marketing? So I'm about to share my screen now with you all. Yes, I think that is done. So why agricultural marketing? Agricultural marketing is important because it helps to increase your brand awareness. Branding is a big word on its own, but in simple terms, I can explain that branding is about what people perceive about your business. So your business isn't actually in managing the farm or owning the farm. The business is actually in the exchange of what you have on your farm for money. So when we're talking about marketing, marketing is important because it increases your market and brand awareness, and it makes your customers understand you better. But most importantly, marketing is a standalone business. What I mean by standalone business is that by marketing, a whole lot of people can actually make money within the aquaculture sector without actually owning a farm. I'll give you a practical analogy. So festive period is fast approaching, and I have to go to my village, and I know that I'm going to see my uncles and auntie. All I need to do is look out, come to Aquatic Hub, tell them, please, I need to get them 10 packs of dried fish. And when I get it, I go home, and then I'm going to tell all my uncles and aunties, uncle, I have dried fish, buy dried fish. And you know the good thing about agricultural products is people eat every day. People eat every day. So they have various agricultural products. So it's easy for them to buy into what. So, and that is the reason why agricultural marketing, especially in aquaculture, can be a standalone business. The next question you'll be asking yourself is, what are the skills you need to achieve your marketing goals? Number one, you need to be able to research about what you are about to do. Like, you're in the aquaculture sector, you want to go into marketing your fresh fish, you want to go into marketing your various agricultural fish products. Example, you have fish pies, you have fish burger, you have fish cake, you sell fish farming implements. The question you ask yourself in your research is, who are my customers and how do I get them? Where are they always available? By that, I mean, it's very, very irrelevant for you to be marketing about fish implements to a layman in your street, because it has nothing to do with fish implements. But marketing your fresh fish products actually goes well for him. The next thing you need to understand is, to be successful in marketing, you need to understand the basic skills of copywriting. And copywriting is writing words that convince people. I'll give a practical example. So two people are in the market, and Mr. A and Mr. B are given the target to sell fish. Mr. A comes on Facebook and says, I sell dried catfish at 10,000 naira. If you are interested, send me a DM. Mr. B comes on the same Facebook and says, fish is healthy for growth. Fish is an optional diet for those who are running away from red meat. Fish is a better diet for this. If you ever need to stay healthy, get quality fish from maybe Aquatic Hub. At that point, the Mr. B will sell better, because Mr. B is not letting you know that he is selling to you. Mr. B is presenting himself as someone who is solving a problem you have. And because of that, you will fall for Mr. B rather than Mr. A. And the skill to be the act of doing that comes from copywriting. This class is not focused on copywriting, but it's something you should actually look into. The third is, you need to understand your graphics. Okay, take an example. Look at the layout of the slide I have before you. It is simple, it is explanatory, it portrays my brand. Aquatic Hub Africa Network, we have our brand colors as blue. We use simple colors, black and white. You can see everything. I don't need to start reading through. You can see it. That is how clear your brand should be to people. What are those colors you want to be using around your designs? You don't use random colors around your designs, especially if you want to be marketing online. And you need to learn some basic video editing skills, and all these things you can learn from the comfort of your phone. You can learn graphics with Canva. You can learn video editing with InstaShot. And the last and most important skill is negotiation. You cannot be successful in your aquaculture business if you don't know how to negotiate. And the simple rule for negotiation is, always make sure you're on the winning end. Make sure you're on the winning end, and make sure your preferred customer also feels like he's on the winning end. How do you do that? Ask yourself, the cost of making my fish, for someone who is a fish farmer, ask yourself, the cost of making my fish, feeding this fish, the water, my staff and everything, sums up to 50 million naira. and I want to make 2 million naira profit. So it means that 17 million naira. What does that mean for you? When you're negotiating, start from 20 million. So at the end of the day, you will drop back at your 17 million. On your side, you know you're still having your 2 million. On the customer end, he's comfortable because he feels like, okay, she said 20 million, now she's at 17 million. Wow, I'm on the winning end. And he or she will key into your product. That is what negotiation does for you. So moving on to the next slide, we need to understand that there are some apps you need for marketing success, especially when you want to do your marketing online. Social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn are very, very important. You use Facebook to reach out to customers because the poor, the rich, everybody is on Facebook. Instagram is quite streamlined among you, same as Twitter. But if you're looking for a market of old and young, Facebook is the place for you. You come to Instagram if you have quality videos. And you also come to Twitter if you also have quality content that fits into the youth. The next is go and see screenshot this particular slide. All these apps are available for you on Google Play Store, and they are going to help your brand and your business marketing. Legend, you use Legend for editing. The same thing with InShot, you also use it for editing. Grammarly helps you to correct your tenses so that you don't say this, please buy a fish from us. Grammarly corrects stuff like that. Gboard also helps you if you're trying to write so many things and you are tired of typing. On Gboard, you can actually be talking like this and then it converts it into word for you. Because sometimes marketing strategy, one line to use for your marketing can come up and you don't really have that time to start typing because it's just coming to your head. If you have a Gboard app on your phone, once you click on it and you're talking, the Gboard gives you the document, just convert everything you're saying into word. And the good thing about Gboard is it takes the Nigerian voice. So it's not like your contemporary AI language recognition apps you see. It takes your Nigerian language. And then you need Google Chrome to browse because you need to be browsing about how other people are doing their business and how you can position yourself better. You use WPS to collate all your ideas because you don't pump out all your ideas at the same time. So on WPS, once you have these ideas, you save them as documents on your phone. The good thing about what I'm teaching you here is that you can do all of this on your phone. So don't tell yourself, before I'm able to achieve this marketing goal, I need a laptop. No, you don't. The next thing you need to understand in marketing is that for success in marketing, you need to have a marketing goal. You need to have marketing goal. And I'm going to tell you the various places you can sell your product offline. In the aquaculture sector, there are various places you can sell your agricultural products. The first place is a restaurant. The question now is, why a restaurant? Every restaurant already has someone supplying fish for them, right? Yes. Now, if you're in an area where they are saturated restaurants, they already have someone supplying fish for them, you need a better offer to give to them. Tell them that you are willing to come and create a simple pond for them and be delivering their fish for them on a weekly basis rather than pay on delivery. Tell them you can set up the farm and come and be managing the farm for them within their restaurant. 1. 2, you can also tell a restaurant that you are going to be converting your own customers who want to eat fresh fish or any kind of fish to them. Lastly, most restaurants, their major problem is that people don't meet up to demand. So if you're able to convince a restaurant that, see, whether or not, if you have 20 orders, I can always provide for you 20 orders, the restaurant is going to buy into your own business. And that makes you different from what others are doing. Food vendors are also good customers offline. Caterers, there are a lot of caterers who do event planning for weddings and all of that. You, as a business person, you should look for a list of these people within your locality. Get to know them. Let them know you have fish. Tell them that, see, during the time when they want to have a wedding party or something, a burial, you will supply them fish. Have like 10 of them. From one person, you get to 2 and 3. Have you built your customer need? Yes. Student arena are very good places to sell your fish, especially if you're looking for daily sales. They don't come in bulk like you see in caterers and food vendors and restaurants, but you see them every day, especially if you have a way of beating your price to suit them. Village meetings are very good place to sell. Village meetings and your communities, in your street, in your religious center, all you need to do is go knock on people's door. In marketing, you don't have to be shy. If you are shy about your product, you won't sell. If you want your fish to remain with you in the farm, it would. If you want it to be part of your farm, it would also happen. Let people know that, okay, my fish is going to be available in 3 months. Are you interested? Yes, get their number. Get their number. Once your fish is getting available, send them a message. If it's going to be too expensive for you to call them, please send them a message. Let them know that, oh, ma, I'm calling you from so farm. My fish is now available for sale. Would you want us to do a delivery to your home? How many would you want? And would you want us to do a delivery for you? Or would you want to come pick them up in your farm? Do you know many farms are losing customers because they don't do delivery? If you're offering delivery, it means you are just telling them send money for everything, and I do it. People want freedom. And as a fish farmer who wants to make money out of what they are doing within the sector, you need to leverage on people's freedom. People want to be free. Tell them you caught the fish for them, they are happy. Tell them you bring the fish to their house, they don't have to come to the farm. They are happy. Tell them, see, okay, whenever you need fish, just make a call, and in the next 24 hours, you are going to get the fish. People want that kind of freedom. What are you doing with your community around you? How are you selling to them? Have you identified these people? Are any of these mentioned people here your customers already? If they are not, what is hindering you? Now, when we are done with the offline sales option, you also have to think about the online sales option, because the online sales option are also good ways to sell your products. Now, the good thing about online sales option is that when you're in an online sales when you're trying to use an online sales option for your aquaculture business, you have to make sure you are into the value addition business, because that is where it sells for you. You talk about Facebook groups. You talk about having a blog. You talk about being in WhatsApp groups. You talk about using your WhatsApp status. You talk about using influencers. I know the question in your head is, how do I use a Facebook group to make money? It's simple. Now, if you go on Facebook, there are groups where they call marketplace. Just go on Facebook and type marketplace groups. You are going to see different groups. And these groups, there are various days where you can announce your product, your location, and your phone number. Most times, this happens on Mondays and Fridays. Don't joke. Post it, let people see you, let people see your product, let them have your numbers. You need it. On WhatsApp groups, if you're in a WhatsApp group, the moment you join any WhatsApp group, the first thing you should be doing in any WhatsApp group you join, hello, my name is this. I sell fresh fish, I sell smoked fish, I sell fish spice, and I sell this. People should know you. You shouldn't be hiding your identity, because you'll just be shocked that one man sitting down there has his child that is going to get married, and they are looking for a way to get fresh fish for their wedding. Let people know what you can do. Your WhatsApp status. I know plenty of people will say, no, I don't want to be online. I don't want people to know me online. I don't like making noise online. If you don't make noise about your business, money is not going to be making noise in your pockets. And that is why your WhatsApp status should work well for you. At least in a day, post 3 pictures about your fish. Say something about your farm. Another thing I see that works well within the marketing sector is let people know the health benefits of using your product. Nigerians are sick. People are sick. And if you are able to convince them how accessing your product or using your product actually makes them healthier, you have a catch. I said you have a catch. So you shouldn't be joking with that. And the next question that will be coming to your head is, okay, if I want to do this thing online, what are the products I can use to sell my market? Number one, ebooks. If you go online, there are various ebooks on various feed styles. Now, many of you don't even know the different recipes for fish. You don't know that there are different ways you could actually prepare fish. Go online, they are there. Organize it into an ebook. You will see some free ebooks. Download it. When people order your fish, tell them when you buy a fish from Aquatic Hub, you get a free ebook on 10 ways you can prepare your fish. Do you know how that sounds? People don't know how to cook. Leverage on that. Once in a while, make a free class. In that class, teach people how to make fish pepper soup. At the end of the day, tell them that if you need fish for your fish pepper soup, we sell at so farm and we do delivery. You have taught them, you've given them value. Now you're letting them know that, this fish you are seeing, these practical videos you just watch now, you can get this fish from my farm. And people begin to trust you. Give it to yourself that every month you are going to talk about a recipe. Tell people how to do grilled fish if you know how to do it. Make videos of it. See, if people see that, wow, I learned how to do grilled fish from Aquatic Hub, there's this special feeling that comes with, maybe it's just about Aquatic Hub fish. That is why the taste is like this. That is why the look is like this. And they're like, I need to do grilled fish, but I need to buy from Aquatic Hub. That is how you should position people. Marketing is the mind. If you are not in the face of your customers, it will not work for you. Once in a while, write things, healthy things about fish business, about fish sector. Talk about the challenges you're facing in your farm and how you are achieving that. Maybe one day you came to the farm and then you realized that there's this lizard that fell into the water. Write a story about a lizard that came to your farm and fell into the water and died. And end it by saying, we have quality fish in our pond. Do you know what you just presented to people? You just presented to people that you watch your pond and you work on your water too. And you are very careful about predators. That thing sinks into their head and they begin to appreciate you. Giveaways work. Especially if you are into dry fish or any fish value chain product that is not fresh, giveaway works. Okay, if you buy 1,000 fish, I'm going to give you an extra 10. If you buy 100 fish, I'll give you an extra 5. Those things work. If you order more than 1,000 fish for your wedding, I will do delivery for you. Stuff like that. And then online challenges. Ask people to cook. Maybe do giveaway and say you buy fish from this, and try out one of our recipes from our ebook. Post the video, the person, and we're going to repost on our page. The person with the highest like gets 10K. This is 10K that from your profit you have just made to bring people around your business page. If you're in this class and your farm or your agri-business does not have a social media handle, please build one. Or better still, follow us on Aquatic Hub because we'll be bringing up subsequent classes to help you with that. But you need it. I'm repeating it again. You need it. 2020, you did not make so much money from your agri-business. But 2021, don't dull. Because even in lockdown, people were eating fish. People weren't buying clothes. People weren't buying shoes because there was nowhere to go. But there were people who cannot eat meat. They were still looking for fish. Do you know what that says? That says that your product is in demand. Money is circulating around your product and you need to position yourself to access this. And their attitudes for selling. So one day I went to buy fish and then I told the lady I wanted a particular type of fish and she was like 1,500. I mean, I knew that fish was more than 1,000. I just told her 600 naira. And she was like, man, no. I'm like, madam, 600 naira. And this man started begging me. Hey, that's wrong for marketing. In marketing, you don't beg your customers because people can smell desperation from afar and they won't key in. Always put your customers first and focus on the benefit of your product. Focus on the health benefit of catfish rather than telling us your fish is big, your fish is red in color, your fish you use healthy water, in your fish you use foreign feed. All those things don't really matter to some customers. Let them know the value of the fish you're providing them. And see, feel free to let a customer who makes you at loss go. Feel free to let a customer go. And look, losing is never an option. So if the cost of your fish was 10 million naira and the customer is telling you 8 million naira, please don't sell. I'm begging you, don't sell. Don't sell. Please, I'm begging, don't sell, because you are bigger than that. So I'll conclude by saying being a successful marketer starts from the desire to be successful. To build an idea, you have to keep your idea, especially as a marketer. Never forget that. You can be better. I'm telling you, you can be better. Choose your desired platform. Prepare your copy according to your desired customers. Draw your blueprint of actions and take these actions for 2021. Thank you very much, everyone. So I will take questions from now. So if you have questions, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. If you have any question, let me know.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Yes. Back to the restaurant. I'm a fish processor. How can I convince a restaurant to buy from me? And I don't know. Maybe restaurants do take fish processing. So I'm just into the business, the fish processing. So I was not thinking, how am I going to market to the restaurant as a fish processor?
Okay. Every restaurant sells dry fish along with their stew. I want to know your location. Where exactly are you?
At Badagry. Badagry.
Okay, now, lovely. In Badagry, there are Igbos. Now, most Igbos that eat abacha, I don't know if you know abacha, they eat abacha with dry fish. Look out for restaurants that sell Igbo food. They need it. In stews, most Yoruba stews, people use dry fish. And there are plenty soups they make without dry fish. Now, the question is, how do you reach them? Don't go to the restaurant and say, ma, please, I sell dry fish. Oh, please, oh, I sell dry fish. No. When you go there, ask them about the healthiness of their dry fish and how dry fish, begin to explain to them how dry fish is actually important. Next, let her know that you can have a constant delivery for dry fish, because most people problem with dry fish is that I don't like the size, it's too expensive. Let her know that you can give her various sizes and you can be delivering to her on demand, so she doesn't have to allow dry fish spoil within her restaurant. So tell her, man, whenever you need the dry fish, give me 24 hours, I can deliver. Plenty dry fish processors cannot do that because they are scared. But if you can assure her and do that to 10 other restaurants and they call you when they need you, your work is to keep this dry fish in your hand and you are very sure that they are making sales. And once in a while, advertise their business, post it on your social media, invite people to go and eat fish there. That thing is what people are looking for. If you give them more sales, they will give you more sales. It's money for money, value for value. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You talked about WhatsApp marketing.
Okay.
I want
Yes.
you to shed more light on that.
Okay, so for WhatsApp, there are three various ways of marketing on WhatsApp. Number one, there is WhatsApp DM marketing. Number two, there's WhatsApp group marketing, and number three, there's WhatsApp status marketing. WhatsApp status, but all this can only be achieved for WhatsApp status and DM marketing. You need contact. How do you build contact? When you enter group, introduce yourself, ask people to save your numbers, and remind them that you share values around fish recipes and fish types on your status. They would save your number. When they save your number on your status, at least once every day, say something nice about fish market, about fish business, or about your product, and then put your contact number there. Secondly, another thing you should also do is that for the WhatsApp group, one day, check around recipes and then create a group and post the link on your status and various platforms and ask people to join. Teach them about this recipe. And at the end of the day, tell them that to achieve these recipes, you sell fish that would help them achieve these recipes, and it works for you. But it's not a speedy thing. It takes time. You have to progress. That's why I said you have to be committed. I ended the class by telling you that if your eye is not there on that goal, you won't achieve it. If you're having 50 views, you can increase your WhatsApp view from 50 to 100. Start being in important groups, start saving numbers. When you come for events, let people save your number and save theirs. Very, very important.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad. So there's a question from Shefu Sherif here. He said, how can I rebrand a dry fish? Talking about packing labeling that will look attractive more. So there's something I realized about the agricultural sector. Transparency is everything. People like to see what they are buying. And that is why transparent packaging always beats it all the time. Now, on how you can rebrand your dry fish, I want you to take your personal research and go and read about dry fish suya and work on that. It helps. One. Two, in your dry fish business, start looking out for people and let them know that if they buy 10, they get the 11th one free. Give discount and allow people to become distributors when it comes to branding. Thirdly, what goes well with dry fish? What goes well with dry fish is any soup ingredient. So it means anywhere they sell soup ingredients, make sure your dry fish is there. The last but not the least, make sure your dry fish are not broken unless you are selling deboned dry fish. If you're not selling deboned dry fish, they should look as neat and attractive as possible. And please, it should be stapled. It should not be something someone can open, look, remove, put it back. It's food. People don't like it. When things are sealed and you can only access it after you have purchased, it is respected. So whatever packaging you're doing, make sure it's not the packaging that you can open and close at any point. Let it be a packaging that after you close it, where you packaged it, the next person opening it is the person that owns it, and not some kind of person trying to look at the fish. They should look from the nylon. I hope this answers your question. Sorry.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
My question is this. I'm a newcomer when it comes to this business, and I want to go into business. You have your everything, your material, your packaging material. But my own question is this. Hope there's no problem if you don't have NAFDAC registration number at the beginning. Hope there's no problem.
Okay, so a quick hack. When you're starting out your business, NAFDAC shouldn't be the first thing on your point. Get customers. What NAFDAC allows you to do is get into stores, professional stores. So for now, work with market women, work with home delivery. And when your customers start increasing and you start seeing that, okay, people want to start seeing your product at every point. Take, for example, ShopRite. At that point, you start looking for the NAFDAC. But the wrong thing to do is to look for NAFDAC at this early stage of your business.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't rush into the farming. partner with farmers. There are farmers on this platform, connect with them. Now, buy the fish from them. Buy the fish from them. Don't run into only your own farm. The system is so big. Leave them to work on the farm. For yourself, work on your processing and start with your little community. Anywhere you go, including your office, always have fish in your bag. Don't end your conversation with anybody without mentioning fish. That is marketing.
Okay.
Thank you very much on that.
You're welcome. So any other question? Okay, with that, there's no any other question. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad to meet with you all, and I'm so glad I'm able to share this information with you. So what I want you to do for us all at Aquatic Hub is implement and give us feedbacks of successes. We are always here to help you at Aquatic Hub, and you should always reach out to us at any point you're having challenges in your business. Thank you very much.
Knowledge, they say, is power. Looking for a place to get experience and right knowledge, or better still, get additional knowledge on fish farming and the best aquaculture practices? Then the right place is here for you. Aquatic Hub Africa Network, the first agro-civic center in Nigeria that is aimed at ensuring capacity building in agriculture with its focus on fish farming by ensuring there is an increase in household fish consumption in Nigeria. We believe as an organization, and it is our mission, to increase knowledge, teach skills to achieve high productivity in aquaculture for a sustainable future. And these can be done through innovation, capacity building, and technology transfer in aquaculture. This Agro-Civic Center will help equip you with the right information, contents, and practicals. Our courses include mindset re-engineering and emotional intelligence, fish management practices, and entrepreneurship sessions. We are committed to making sure that through these courses, our trainees can leverage on knowledge gotten to own and run their own farm effectively and efficiently. Aquatic Hub Africa Network has a conducive atmosphere for learning, as our training rooms and demonstration farm is well equipped towards ensuring you get the required knowledge. We also have a conducive accommodation for our trainees. Our facilitators and team deliver you with up-to-date information on the course of learning that gives you an edge in fish farming. How do you reach out to us to seize this opportunity? Our institute is located in the Rock City of Abeokuta at number 20 Sultan Street, Asero Estate, Abeokuta, Ogun State. You can also reach us on this telephone number 0708 667 5628, or check us out on our social media platforms at Aquatic Hub Africa. Come join us in our journey of feeding the world from Nigeria, one fish at a time.
Hi everyone. I'm so happy to have a wonderful session because I did, and definitely we learned one or two things, markings that can take us forward in the festive season, in the coming year. We get it better. We have that advantage. As we have a lot of fish farmers, you should be able to do something different that sets you apart. Thank you for joining the Zoom meeting, and we hope to host you subsequently. We hope to host you subsequently. We're going to be having webinars from every month. So please make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms and keep in touch. Thank you. Please, can we all turn on our videos so we can see our faces? Thank you. Enable your videos, please. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Enable your videos. Let's take a snapshot. Since it's not a physical class where we can go take pictures, let's have a snapshot here.
Welcome.
We have people that are joining. I think we should wait for them so that we can take the picture together. What do you feel?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good afternoon. I mean, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Am I speaking with Mr. Lekan?
You're not speaking with Adeleke.
What do you say?
We see how some people who have not turned on their videos yet.
Okay, are we supposed to turn on our videos?
Yes, please let's turn on our videos so we
All
can take
right.
a snapshot.
Officially, yeah.
Sean Kabosh, Victoria Nadi, Hamid Simeon, Yakubu Sharif.
What about if our faces are not fine because we've not been?
We manage like
You will
that.
still
Hey,
snap
let's see
next.
your face
We'll
like
manage.
that, even if it's not fine.
Da Silva Landlady Realtor. We are waiting for you. Okay, so I want to do a screen grab.
No. Who should? I'll be back now. Okay, carry this one. Carry this. I've delivered it. I do have bathroom. Yes.
So we've been able to take a screenshot, so we can now turn on our videos now.
Get outside. You know Mary, my friend. You saw outside. Go and meet her. You have bathroom. Fast.